Yo, what up, everybody? Silver Sonic 234 here, and welcome to the first review of the Sonic Marathon. Today, we're looking at Sonic Unleashed for the Xbox 360. Now, before we start, just a brief history on my history with Sonic the Hedgehog. It all started back in 2008 when I was basically in this phase of I wanted to play this game because this particular character that I like is in it. Now, in this case, it was Sonic. Now, I had heard so much about Sonic and his games that I wanted to play one so bad. I really did. They looked very fun. They looked very interesting to me, and I wanted to play one so bad. And I didn't care which game it was. I didn't care, I just didn't even care. So I just started, in 2008, this commercial for Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood that came on TV, and I was excited, and I went straight to GameStop and got it as soon as it came out and played the mess out of it. And yes, this means, you heard me right, Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood was my first ever Sonic game. Yep, go ahead and let that sink in. Let that sink in for a moment there. Yes. So then later that year, or 2009, Sonic Unleashed, commercial for Unleashed, it came out. I had seen it and I was hyped. Of course. The Werehog though initially made me go, what the flip though? Like, it was like Sonic turns to a Werehog at night and whatnot, and I was just kind of like, what in the world? But the when Sonic was normal, when he was his normal hedgehog self, it was in the daytime stages. They looked fun. They looked very thrilling, and they looked very fast, and I really wanted to play it. Like, I was so hyped for it, and it was instantly on my Christmas list. Ended up getting the Wii version first. The HD version is what I'm looking at for this review. But I ended up getting the Wii version first, played the mess out of that, and yeah, Sonic Unleashed was my first main Sonic game of all time, and I start game franchises in weird places a lot of times. I really do. I really do. Oh man, I really do, man. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy though, but yeah, I didn't get the HD version of Unleashed until about 2013. But yeah, that's my first history with Sonic, and yeah, just go ahead and let that sink in for a moment. It's probably gonna, it might take some of you a long time to get over that. I don't know. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and review this game. Look at this game today, Sonic Unleashed for the Xbox 360.
So the game starts off with Eggman laughing maniacally as he is once again up to his evil plans. And once again, our blue hero, Sonic the Hedgehog, comes to stop him. He initially proceeds without hesitation to beat the ever-loving mess and destroy all his robots, and later on even turn it into Super Sonic early on. I guess he just wants to get this on over with, huh? But then Eggman has no choice but to run away cowardly because he can't do nothing against Super Sonic. I mean, you just can't. And then Super Sonic then proceeds to just destroy his entire egg fleet. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, this is one of the best CGI cutscenes ever in any video game that I've ever seen. But after Sonic has Eggman into a corner, Eggman then starts showing some remorse, which initially catches Sonic off guard, kind of. He then captures Sonic in this machine and proceeds to drain the energy out of the Chaos Emeralds so that he can fire this beam of energy into the Earth, which then splits the Earth into 7 different pieces like it was Final Fantasy. It also frees this ancient creature named Dark Gaia that was living in the core of the Earth all these years. And as this creature is getting freed, some of this power from Dark Gaia ends up getting into Sonic, which turns him into the initial Werehog. The initial what the flip moment is going on here. It is then revealed afterwards that with the Chaos Emeralds drained, and it is then revealed afterwards that Eggman just wanted to harness the power of Dark Gaia so that he can build his Eggman Land once again. The Eggman Land project once again. He then launches Sonic off into space, in which, hey, he survives this. He freaking survived this. And the only way I can explain that Green Lantern freaking saves him, I don't know what this was. Oh my lord. But Sonic somehow survives this, and then he comes across this thing in which he decides to later on name Chip. This thing has lost his memory and can't even remember his own name for exact. That's 2 games in a row that we reviewed with Amnesia so far. But then Sonic introduced himself. As I said, Sonic later calls him Chip later on, and then basically Sonic agrees to help Chip find his memories, see if anyone knows him, and also we have to stop Eggman and his evil plans, figure out how to put the Earth back together and restore power to the Chaos Emeralds, and stop Eggman and his evil plans once and for all. And Sonic does later on meet up with Tails, in which he helps him out later on, and also with Amy, which she doesn't recognize him at first, which is actually kind of funny at first. But yeah, I mean, the story is honestly my favorite story in any Sonic game, as a matter of fact. There's a lot of charming moments in this game, in the story, and with Chip and Sonic becoming friends, there's a lot of charming moments with them as well. And it's honestly very interesting to see them travel the world, restore power to the Chaos Emeralds and everything. It's a very interesting story, and there's a lot of charm in the cutscenes. And now we get on to the gameplay. The gameplay, starting off with the day stages, is that it's Sonic doing what he does best, running around really fast, breaking the sound barrier, collecting rings as he goes along, with the boost button coming from Sonic Rush. It's actually in full effect this time around. Just hold down that X button and Sonic just boosts around. There are also these Sun and Moon medals that you can find along the levels, and these are actually mandatory if you want to advance in the game and go on the later levels. So you better make sure you find those Sun and Moon medals, which can be hard to do in day stages but easy to do in night stages, because they are more slower and combat based, which I'm going to be talking about night stages right now. Night stages are a lot slower paced. They focus heavy on combat. They're straight beat 'em up stages, actually. They're straight beat 'em up platformer stages. You'll find a lot of enemies along the way to beat up, in which sometimes the night stages can be a bit repetitive. Sometimes they can be a little bit tedious. A lot of people have pointed this game out to be bad and have basically just flacked this game, bashed this game, simply because the Werehog was in it, and this gameplay is not Sonic. But this is actually not bad. The Werehog can actually be pretty fun, in my opinion, as a matter of fact. As you can see, there's a whole combo list of different attacks that you can do with the Werehog. There's just a lot that you can do. It has a bunch of the Werehog has a bunch of combos, a bunch of just different things, a bunch of different moves, and with a bunch of different combinations that you can unlock. And it actually gets pretty fun later on in levels, when you're beating up enemies and when you're fighting a lot of enemies and everything. It gets really fun. The Werehog can be really fun. There are also these finishers that you can do with enemies by pressing the B button when an enemy's health is down to a certain point, in which you initiate quick time events when you finish an enemy off. You gain bonus points that way. And there's also Unleashed mode, in which Sonic gains super strength. His strength is just buffed, and his speed is also increased a bit, and he is also invincible while he's in this form. So yeah, that's really useful for killing big enemies in this game, which you'll come across a lot of big enemies. The only problems that I have with the night stages is that, well, if I had a choice, I wouldn't put them in the game. You know what I'm saying? I would rather have the day stages, but the night stages aren't bad. Overall, there's also this leveling up system in which Sonic Unleashed attempts to put RPG elements RPG elements in this game, in which you can level up Sonic by collecting experience points that you get from different enemies that you destroy and everything else. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. You level up Sonic's speed. You level up his ring energy so that he can boost longer. You level up the Werehog's combat so that you can unlock more moves and cool combo attacks, and his life, strength, and all that jazz. And it's not bad. It makes an effect. I mean, it's there. I mean, that's the only thing I can really say about it. It's there. Presentation of this game. This is honestly one of the best looking and one of the most charming Sonic games that you will ever play. The hub worlds are actually quite confined. They're actually quite small. Definitely a big improvement over a certain game, if you know what I'm saying. 2006. But it is definitely a delight. These hub worlds do have a lot of personality to them as well. There's a lot of people, a lot of interesting people that you can talk to. You don't necessarily have to, except for maybe certain points in the game, but you can talk to them. I mean, it's optional. There's also the option to wait until night, or you can find this hourglass throughout the second part of the hub worlds, in which Sonic will turn back from Werehog to Hedgehog and vice versa. It's a good way to switch quickly between night and day and all that. Sound. The sound is really good in this game. I mean, the voice acting is really good. This is around the time where Jason Griffith really started to grasp the personality of Sonic, and he's pretty good with Sonic. I mean, the cutscenes are well animated, even though there are a few frame rate drops here and there in the cutscenes of this game, but it's nothing too bad. But however, there are certain stages where they are a bit too detailed, in which they are so detailed where the frame rate will literally drop to a chopping state. It only happens in a few stages. One that I can name in particular, Jungle Joyride Day, but it's nothing that ruins the experience or anything like that. The music of this game is, of course, fantastic. Sonic games are known for having great and awesome music to them, and yeah, I mean, the music I mean, here is no exception. The music in Sonic Unleashed is absolutely amazing, especially in this stage that I'm showing off here, Halaska Cool Edge Day. This is one of the best tracks in the entire game, if not my favorite track in the entire game, next to the main theme, Endless Possibilities by Jarek Reddick of the band Bowling for Soup. I mean, this game's soundtrack is amazing, especially the night stages where it has such relaxing nighttime music, and I love it. I mean, the music in the night stages is so relaxing, and the music in the day stages is so hype and exciting, and it fits the setting of whatever part of the world that you're in, and it's pretty freaking awesome. It's pretty freaking awesome. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the music. Well, there's one more thing. There's a certain battle theme that plays every time you fight enemies in the night stages, and I don't like that. The battle theme, well, I like the battle theme. My problem is that it plays way too freaking much. Like, because you come across enemies a lot in those stages, so it plays a lot. I mean, a lot. It's just da 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 da, and the battle theme is alright. I don't have a problem with the battle theme itself. At least don't have the same thing playing so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time you fight an enemy, don't have the same thing playing so much. Just either don't have it play at all, or just have like each stage have its own unique battle theme. I would have loved that even better. But the battle theme, alright. The battle theme itself is okay. Just it just shouldn't play so much. I mean, but yeah, I mean, and yeah, I mean, overall, this is a great game. I mean, it's a great game. I'm saying I mean way too much, but it is a great game. It's a very solid, fantastic, fun game, and you're gonna love it. Probably wouldn't recommend this as your first Sonic game though. Probably not. Don't just mainly because of the Werehog. I mean, but nevertheless, this is a great game, and if you're a Sonic fan, definitely pick it up.
So yeah, there you have it. I mean, Sonic Unleashed is a great game. If you're a Sonic fan, definitely go pick it up. And if you're just getting into the series, don't play this. Start with something like, I don't know. Start with like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or Adventure 2, or something like that. There are a few other modern games that I feel might be a good start for you as well if you're just getting into the series. But if you're a Sonic game, don't neglect this game just because the Werehog is in it. I mean, the Werehog is not bad at all. Unnecessary, yes. Still, at the very least, it's not bad. But anyway, next time in the Sonic Marathon, we're going to be the Night of the Wind, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next time when we look at Sonic and the Black Knight for the Nintendo Wii.